Gemini, hello, welcome to Coffee Sage and Tarot. This is going to be your general reading for March 2025. We're going to take a look at any challenges, any opportunities you have coming up for this month ahead, as well as anything that you should be releasing and embracing for the month of March as we enter into spring, finally. I know my hair's doing a little funky thing, but we're just going to ignore it and go with it, and let's get started, okay? Also, please do consider hitting that like and subscribe, as that will add your energy to the collective, and make sure you always join us when I do these general readings as well as the weekly readings. Okay? Show me Gemini, please. Show me Gemini for March. Show me Gemini for March, please. Show me Gemini for March, please. Thank you. Alrighty. Alrighty, some different energies here. Let's go ahead and get into it. Four of Cups at the center of your reading here. So this feels like you're distracted or easily distracted this month, okay? The theme is the devil. It could be that kind of energy is getting you off track, maybe indulging in too much, or just something trying to pull your attention where it shouldn't be, okay? Challenge here is the Seven of Cups. So again, kind of this idea of confusion or different competing temptations, I would want to say, okay? Opportunity here, Hanged Man. Again, that idea of new perspective. So the opportunity to kind of overthrow this devil, I think, is what is being presented to you this month, and really kind of overthrow or transform this state of I don't know if you hear the cat, distraction or confusion, right? Five of Swords here as what you're being asked to let go of, and that does make sense. This is your element, so we're kind of passing on that wand energy, that mental this month, the kind of that shame, that doubt. Maybe there's some conflict here, which is kind of making sense with that double energy. Maybe feeling like you can't be heard. And then being asked to embrace this Queen of Cups energy. So again, knowing that boundary, knowing that cup, getting in tune more with your emotional state here. Just even, with this Four of Cups and that kind of avoidance or distraction or being distracted, could be with something that's happening emotionally here. Just kind of given that we're ignoring these three cups, but we're being asked to focus on them. Okay, if that makes sense. And this devil energy might be saying, no, let's not go there. But that, feels like it could be your task, or at least some sort of emotional component you're being asked to look at this month, Gemini. Self-care here is the Chariot. So this is also interesting too, because we have Capricorn energy as well as Cancer energy, and these are opposites, sign opposites, and both are showing up on the board here. So that's quite interesting. I'll see if we can't just dig a little deeper here. But the Chariot there, in terms of self-care, it's interesting because it feels like, I wonder if you need that Chariot energy to overthrow the devil, right? Equal energies in that regard, and that they're both, or they're opposites of the same coin. I'm thinking that might be the case here, but of course we'll explore. Six of Wands as the lesson here. So this does feel like you being victorious in March, Gemini, and really doing the deed or doing the do, and overthrowing whatever this kind of devil energy is, and removing this distraction from the board and from, your life coming ahead in March. Let's go ahead and clarify, starting with that Four of Cups. Show me that Four of Cups for Gemini. Show me that Four of Cups for Gemini, please. Thank you. Yeah, this definitely feels like trusting yourself. So the Four of Cups is clarified by the Hanged Man, again in that opportunity position, High Priestess, Page of Swords, and the Four of Wands here, along with that Wheel of Fortune kind of dancing in the shadow, and that Seven. Interesting, that Seven of Cups and the Six of Wands all kind of layered in that shadow. Okay, so there is some cycle, some repetition here. For some of you, this could be, a feeling that you have been kind of chasing your tail on for some time, that you do feel confused kind of emotionally, or that there are these different temptations here and you don't really know how to get a handle on it, right? It feels like March, this is really coming to a peak point here for you, Gemini. And again, just kind of coming back into that immediate before I do, that Four of Wands, it's just kind of popping out. This is something that feels very close to home here for you, in terms of why this energy might be so confusing and why it's taking so long to kind of address this, right? Or confront it in a certain manner. So Hanged Man, High Priestess, Page of Swords, you do have these higher energies at play. And that page seems to be, I do get the sense that that page or that air energy, it's almost like this tornado happening inside you. Like I just got dizzy and it feels like there's just so much kind of going on. And so this Four of Cups feels like it could be, you're just feeling pulled in these different directions. This feels like an external thing and you're just trying to catch up with it. You're trying to, it's almost like you're chasing your tail, picking up the pieces here. And this feels like, again, like this energy that we are trying to address and almost trying to get a handle on it. Okay, you're really trying to hold that sword, but it's almost like that wind is coming through and blowing it, I would say. So again, kind of external forces at play here, or people kind of around you. Show me that Devil energy, please. Show me that Devil energy, please. Show me that Devil energy for Gemini. Last time. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, all right. So there it is. I don't know if you can see that there. So for the Devil, which is the theme of March, right? The theme of March is that Devil energy, and that's clarified by you, the Lovers. Three of Swords, Seven of Cups, and the Emperor in the shadow here. So this does feel like you're hurting. And this idea that there's these elements, they do feel outside of you, okay? This feels like an outside distraction or external confusion. Now, again, that might not be the case, but it could be something that's tied to external factors, and something that not necessarily is taking place within you, but taking place kind of outside of you or around you, okay, in your environment, right? And it's something that is affecting you a great deal. It's causing you pain, right? And it feels like the theme for the month is maybe getting the courage to combat this energy, or at least confront this energy. Perhaps you've been doing your best to avoid something about the reality that there is this distraction here, and perhaps perhaps March is about you recognizing and kind of confronting that energy and kind of saying, okay, we need to talk about this. Show me that Seven of Cups, please, for Gemini. Show me that Seven of Cups energy for Gemini, please. Show me that Seven of Cups, please. Thank you. Yes. Okay. So we have the Seven of Cups, which is clarified by the Ten of Swords, the Hierophant, Three of Wands, and that star in the shadow there. So Aquarius energy coming through. Again, like it's all very... and even with that, with that Hierophant there too, it's all very stubborn energy, if that makes sense. All very, like, can be very stuck, can be very bullish with that Taurus energy, right? So it feels like there's something that requires you to be firm, okay? And I just really want to make sure that I'm driving that point home. You need to be firm, almost sticking to your guns, right? And it doesn't have to be rude, but it has to be firm. Seven of Cups clarified by, like I said, the Ten of Swords, the Hierophant, the Three of Wands there with the star in the shadow. So again, challenge for this month. There is something that's ending, but it's coming to a firm ending. You have to assert yourself in some way and keep in mind what is the end goal, right? Because the Seven of Cups is coming through and it's kind of saying, well, you could go here, you could go here, you could go here. And it's all of these little things that are tempting, or maybe they're big things, but it's almost like you're lost in this fog, right? There's this, and with that air energy that really does resonate, you're lost in this fog. There's some confusion here. You can't see past the fog. And so you are coming in, you're saying, no, I got to end this. I have to put an abrupt end to, this line of thinking, or kind of viewing these external factors in this way. And now I have to open myself up in a different way. End things, and the current state of this confusion and this fog, kind of get grounded, right? And so that you can kind of allow that fog to pass and start to see things a little bit more clearly, a little bit more objectively, and a little bit more from a pointed focus, right? And all of that, again, I'm going to say it, coming from a very firm state of being. Show me, and okay, so with that Aquarius and that Five of Swords energy there, again, it's this idea of putting an end to something, or at least the first step is addressing, what's gone wrong here, right? Where is that shame? Where's that guilt residing? Show me that Hanged Man for Gemini. Show me that Hanged Man for Gemini, please. Last time, show me that Hanged Man energy, please. Thank you. Interesting split. All right. So Hanged Man energy, we have clarified by the Six of Pentacles, the King of Swords, Page of Cups, and the Magician here, with that Two of Pentacles kind of juggling in the background behind that Magician. So again, this idea within that shadow there, it's that you recognize that you have these ideas. There's some sort of transformation element that is the opportunity, right? Along with this hanged man, this new perspective here, but a little bit unsteady, Gemini, not really sure how to do it. And this also, anytime I kind of see twos, I feel like it does resonate with you, this idea of balancing both sides, right? Both sides of you, internally, externally, you know, the inner versus the outer, what we show to ourselves, what we show to others. This idea of maybe, you know, getting your shadow side and your full side in alignment, right? And just maybe figuring out how to do that. So this feels like the magician is getting his feet under him, right? This magician is getting grounded. He's getting prepared to act, which again does make sense, just given the fact that we are kind of in the confrontation stage, in the awareness stage, and moving through into this is the end stage, right? Excuse me. Coming in back to the immediate clarifiers here with this hanged man, the opportunity, again, it's like, you know, with that Six of Pentacles there, getting grounded. King of Swords, that's your element. This Page of Cups feels like he's coming to tempt the king, right? I don't know if you can see that. Let me just kind of adjust here. I hope that's better for you. Okay, so with this here, it's almost like we're seeing things on 11 level playing field, right? We're coming out of this challenge of that fog, coming into that Six of Pentacles, which is more grounded earth energy here. That fog, that dust has settled essentially, and we're seeing this page here coming through to tempt your king, right? Tempt your earth element. Try to get him to drink from this cup here. So it's this idea of you're seeing things from a different perspective. You're seeing things, again, more clearly. And this new perspective, this, you know, kind of both eyes open, both feet firmly on the ground here. It's almost like you finally know what you're dealing with, right? So this opportunity really feels for March that you're figuring out where the truth lies in all of this, right? And what these, you know, temptations or what these distractions are really feeding you, which is not, you know, nourishing in whatever way. And again, this hanged man is kind of bringing you back to that earth energy, making you more grounded and kind of saying, hey, this is what's really going on with that devil, right? What are we going to do about this? But the first step is bringing it to your attention. Show me that Five of Swords. Oh, show me that Five of Swords. Last time, show me that Five of Swords, please, for Gemini. Thank you. Okay, he's showing up again, right? And so this is the energy that you want to be releasing, right? This Five of Swords here, it feels like this energy wants to come in its place, or it's showing kind of it's weird. It's coming up at like a visual representation of what you want, right? Or what is going on, which makes sense because it's tarot. But you do have that devil energy in the shadow and that judgment there. So again, it's this idea that you're confronting, right? You're seeing this devil, you're seeing him as a true actor in what's happening this month, okay? He's revealing himself. This energy is revealing himself. And again, it doesn't have to be a person. It could be an energy. It could be, you know, kind of something lingering at the back of your brain, Gemini. But like I said, kind of on the outset, this does feel like a set of external factors at play, okay? Coming back to these immediate clarifiers with that Six of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Seven of Swords here, to clarify this Five of Swords, it feels like this again, this visual representation, your energy wants to move, right? You want to move past this. You want to move to a place of more security, more stability here. And this devil is popping up and saying, I don't want that for you. I want you to stay in the Seven of Cups energy. I want you to stay confused. I want you to stay distracted. I want you to stay, not really focusing on oh my goodness, Wizard of Oz, the man behind the curtain, right? I don't want you to see that, right? I want to keep you distracted here. And so it's this idea of releasing whatever is holding you back, releasing, again, this distraction, this element of confusion. With that Seven of Wands popping up, it's almost like, this idea of hidden in plain sight. Is this a pattern that you've allowed? Are these external factors? Have you kind of ignored their presence? Or is this something that you've kind of silently been complicit in, right? Like these are all questions that Seven of Swords is bringing up. But it really is this idea of let's move these swords out of the way so that we can continue moving forward. Show me that Queen of Cups. Show me that Queen of Cups. For Gemini, please. Show me that Queen of Cups. For Gemini. Last time. Thank you. All right, so the Queen of Cups we have clarified by a lot of, I guess not a lot, but just there is an emphasis on wand energy, fire energy that I'm just kind of seeing here. More passion, more stubborn, more, fiery, right? Getting fired up, and that fire helps people move, right? And again, just this idea of these firm energies, these stubborn energies, these kind of unshakable vibes here. And it's like this is what's necessary to shift into this Hanged Man, this new perspective, right? So here we have the Seven of Wands, the Ten of Wands, the Moon, and Temperance in the shadow, along with that Hermit there. Okay. Again, it comes up, this idea of ending. The Seven. It's like a true and accurate assessment here, but you need to be able to see beyond whatever the cup distraction is, the Seven of Cup distraction, to get to the clarity of what's the root of what is really distracting you here, right? So again, with this Queen of Cups, it's almost like the story here is, Gemini has a lot of things that's keeping Gemini from its purpose, okay, or from whatever goal you have. And part of that is, this energy, or there's something or someone spinning their wheels, really trying to keep you lost in a fog, right? Keep you focused on these tiny little tasks at hand and not really allowing that fog to see. Well, part of what your journey is clearing that fog, right? Let me back up. Part of your journey is realizing that there is fog to begin with, right? Then once you become aware of that fog, it's, well, where is that fog coming from? And then after that, it's like, well, how can I see the reality of what that fog entails, but also what's behind the fog? And I feel like that's what this Queen of Cups is trying to say here. It's like, okay, we have to address this. You have to understand, are you fighting? Are you fighting against whatever new perspective is trying to come through? Are you fighting against whatever this this distraction is, or are you holding up certain guards within you to kind of keep that fog in place, let's say, right? That 10 of Wands coming through, again, an opportunity for an ending. With the 10 of Swords and the 10 of Wands, these are difficult ends, okay? These are ends that really, especially with the Wand energy, you really have to force it, right? It's really laborsome. It does not come easy, right? And that's what I'm feeling. This is something where it's harsh, it's heavy, right? And that kind of does make sense with the weight of these, again, these firm, dug in energies that are coming up on the board for you. Okay, Gemini? Moon energy here, again, this idea of confronting some side of us, that maybe we want to keep hidden. This idea of shadow work here, maybe coming to terms with an idea of, some knowledge that but you don't want to admit. Either your part of what's happening on the board here and your role in it, or somebody else's role in it that you haven't been ready to see up until this point, right? Another big part of your story this March, Gemini, is just recognition, right? Realizing the reality of what's going on here, not deluding yourself, right? Or not playing into the delusion anymore. Temperance and Hermit, in that shadow, this idea of one hand needs to see the other, so that you can see all, okay? One hand needs to see the other, okay? Show me that Chariot energy. Show me that Chariot energy, please. Last time. Show me that Chariot energy. Temperance coming out again. One hand needs to see the other. All right, so that's some good energy, right? So with this Chariot here, the King of Cups, the Star, the Four of Wands, which was happening, I believe, here as that clarifier, or as in the shadow when we did the Four of Cups. And then you have the Sun with that Queen of Cups there. So the Queen of Cups, it really does feel like you need to examine within you, establish these boundaries, establish, what fills you, what fuels you, because something is missing. And you're being kept from that inner knowing, okay? And that inner knowing is trying to come out and come through. And that's where that once you get to that point of recognition, that light will shine, okay? Immediate clarifiers with that King of Cups, the Star, the Four of Wands. With being firm and sticking to truth, being grounded in seeing clearly and seeing everything for what it is, and kind of leading from that point of determination. This is what I see coming through, right? Standing firm. Again, that king, right? He knows what he wants. He knows how to get it. He knows how to lead. And so this idea of leading is important for you, Gemini. The Star, remembering and not getting distracted from your star. Your star was coming up somewhere else as a shadow, as we were clarifying, not getting distracted in that fog, right? Four of Wands here, again, foundational, something close to home, okay? And again, like I said, external factors, something that you're maybe silently complicit in, but again, putting an end to that. But before you do that, you have to even become aware that it's happening, right? Let's see the World, putting an end to that pattern, right? Where there's an ending, there's a beginning, and vice versa. Where there's a beginning, there has to be an end. Show me that Six of Wands. Show me that Six of Wands for Gemini. Last time. Show me that Six of Wands. Six of Wands clarified by Queen of Wands, Emperor, Five of Swords, Nine of Wands, Ace of Swords. Oh, you can't see that. Nine of Wands, Ace of Swords, Ace of Cups in the shadow. Okay. Emperor coming up again. Emperor was coming up, I think, in your clarifiers, or in the shadow rather, for the devil. When we were clarifying that, this, and I was getting a little dizzy kind of midway through your reading, Gemini. External factors, it could be somebody trying to keep you in a pattern or in a cycle, or keep you confused, keep you down in some way. Maybe some Aries energy, okay, that has to do with that. Trying to keep you focused on something else. Alrighty? Either way, even if it's not Aries energy, it could be somebody trying to keep you down and distracted. Alright? And keep you in a cycle here. Immediate clarifiers, Queen of Wands, Emperor, Five of Swords. If you're not really resonating with that Aries energy, kind of playing a hand in this, in terms of somebody that you know, it still feels like there is some sort of societal factor that's really trying to keep you in this idea of shame, and you're really trying to move past it, right? With that Nine of Wands energy, we're stepping into the shadow now. With that Nine of Wands energy, it's like, let's focus on the fatigue. Let's focus on, feeling down and weary and tired, and, we just want to rest, right? But we can't. We're leaning on one of those wands, right? It's like heavy is the burden here, and overburdened is what I'm seeing. Oh, sorry about that, Gemini. So overburdened is what I'm seeing, but it's like, again, it's this idea that we're keeping Gemini trapped in this cycle of not, sorry, I know the cards are all kind of on top of everyone here. But it's kind of keeping you trapped in this energy of looking backwards, right? Or looking not at the opportunities that lay ahead of you, Gemini. And I feel like it does have this presence of wand energy, this idea that there's some sort of society factor here, something that is really keeping you in that fog. Because if you weren't in that fog, you'd see the opportunities right outside of it. And so I think that's kind of the message here, is like, let's get past that, right? Let's recognize that it's, and it does feel kind of intense, I'm not gonna lie. And this feels like a mustering. You really have to kind of dig deep if you're gonna get past this, and it's gonna take all of you. Any final thoughts here for Gemini? That one came up nicely. Forgive and release, number 29. When we carry love and forgiveness, we are stronger. We can keep our lessons learned without holding on to past hurts. Some traumas are hard to forgive. No one should be coerced into forgiveness before they are ready. Reaching a point of acceptance and then healing can take time. With particularly difficult traumas, the road toward healing can feel endless and impossible, beyond our capacity to cope, and this can lead to frustration and anger. Eventually, we'll reach a point where our anger and hatred become overwhelming, but we can't give up now. This is when the real recovery begins, when we can start releasing these emotions. Be patient, kind, and compassionate. Emotional wounds are as real as any other, and you cannot rush your recovery. It's normal to feel an aversion to pain. Our brains are hardwired to protect us. And isn't it more powerful to feel angry than to feel the vulnerability of sadness or fear? These protections go both ways, however, affecting our ability to give and receive love as well. This card is a reminder that forgiveness doesn't mean ignoring our traumas or forgetting our boundaries. Forgiveness means freedom. The freedom to put our traumas in the past and the freedom to protect ourselves from people who knowingly hurt us. Forgiveness and release means we no longer need to replay the negative emotions from our old stories. We can keep our wits and instincts about us as we integrate the lessons learned, and this forgiveness and release is something that we can do for ourselves. 1000% this, Gemini. 1000% this. Hold on to that light, to your light, and just keep it present in everything that you're doing this March, okay? Please do let me know how this month goes for you in the comments below. I'm so sending you love and light and positivity, and just really thinking about you for this month ahead, Gemini. I really hope everything goes well for you, and please let me know in the comments, okay? Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it. I hope this gives you some clarity, and I wish you all the best for this March. You take care.